Hello everyone. So we are moving to the next chapter, that is continuity and differentiability. Continuity and differentiability, those topics are already dealt in this first year. So continuation from the first year topics. First year limits is completed, continuous definition is completed, and differentiation is also completed. Few of the terminologies were already known. Now we will come to the next level here, continuity and differentiability. In this chapter, we will see few of the things which are related to, first of all, continuity we will discuss, and differentiability and the relations between them. So how the relation can be existed from continuity to differentiability, and differentiation of inverse trigonometry functions, and differentiation of exponential and logarithmic function. So exponential and logarithmic function, as we already completed. So exponential is nothing but a power x or e power x kind of things, and logarithmic function log x to the base e or log x to the base a. So these terminologies, these particular functions differentiation we will talk about. Now coming to the definition of understanding of the continuity, consider f of x is equals to 1 if x less than or equals to 0, 2 if x greater than 0. We'll try to understand how the function is defined. The function is defined and the graph can be taken in this manner. So this is x and this is y. X less than or equals to 0. So this is your x less than or equals to 0 part. So this is 0 and this total part is going to be less than or equals to 0. And for x less than or equals 0, and we will take up these points 1 and 2. So 1 and as less 2, x less than or equals to 0 including 0 and negative side, then it is taking up the value 1. And coming to x greater than 0, whenever x is greater than 0, these parts are taken, then value should be taken as 2. So at this time value is taking as 2. Now things are completed. At x is equals to 0, at x is equals to 0, 1 is taken. At x is equals to 0, 2 is not taking, so 2 is not taking, and this is your graph. Now after completion of the graph, we will see continuous, and whether we are able to write in one stroke, whether we are able to draw the graph in one stroke, that is nothing but without lifting the pen. And continuing from here, so if I'm taking here, until this x less than or equals to 0, 1 I can draw, but at the time of equals to 0, I need to put up my pen, and continuous should be taken when x greater than 0. So x greater than 0, this will be the graph. At x is equals to 0, it is not continuous, like when pen is lifting. So at x is equals to 0, f of x is not continuous, it is not continuously drawn. We'll come to one more question. F of x is equals to 1 if x not equals to 0, 2 if x is equals to 0. And drawing up the graph, so it is taking at x is equals to 0 only. At x is equals to 0, it is taking 2, 1 less 2. At x is equals to 0, it is taking 2 is the point. And x not equals to 0, x not equals to 0, it is taking 1. So this is your x is equals to 0 point, and except that x is equals to 0, except that x is equals to 0, this is your graph. Don't take any value at x is equals to 1 or x equals 0, and this will be your graph. So this is x-axis, and as well as this is y-axis. Now at this time we will see same, whether we are able to draw in that particular domain where the function is defined, whether we are able to draw the graph without lifting the pen. So continuous from here, it is moving here, and after this at x is equals to 0, this 1 is not considered here. Then after completion of here, I'm lifting up the pen, I'm putting 2 here, again I'm coming back to 1, x greater than 0 times, so this is your value. And at this time you are lifting up the pen. Same, yet x is equals to 0, f of x is not, f of x is not continuous. Okay, coming to the next definition, definition of the continuous. So as we observed these two examples, what is understanding here? In that particular place, left hand side and as well as right hand side of the point, function should be continuous. If the function is continuous in that particular left hand side of the point and as well as right hand side of the point, and it is continuous over there, then we can say in that particular place f is continuous. Suppose f is a real function, it's a real function and a subset of real numbers, like the same on the subset of the real numbers it is defined. Let C be a point in the domain of f. So in somewhere C is a point here. Then f is continuous at C if limit extends to C, f of x is equals to f of C. So this is taken from the limits definition. Limit extends to C, f of x is equals to f of C, then its meaning will be LHL is equals to RHL is equals to f of C. So what is mean by LHL? LHL is nothing but left hand limit, and what is mean by RHL? RHL is nothing but right hand limit. So this is your things, and these are the two things, LHL and as well as RHL, both are equals to f of C. Coming to the next question, check the continuity of the function f given by f of x is equals to 2x plus 3 yet x is equals to 1. At x is equals to 1, we'll check it out. What is the definition? This is your definition. Limit extends to C, f of x is equals to f of C. This is a particular thing, and limit extends to, in place of C it is 1, and f of x, limit extends to 1, f of x is nothing but 2x plus 3, and directly substituting x is equals to 1 here, and 2 into 1 plus 3, 2 plus 3 is equals to 5. And what is your f of c value? F of c is nothing but f of 1, and f of 1 is equals to 2 into 1 plus 3 is equals to 5. Both are going to be same. So this implies limit extends to 1, f of x is equals to f of 1. This implies f is continuous at x is equals to 1. This is the one particular thing. Coming to the next question, examine whether the function f is given by f of x is equals to x square is continuous at x is equals to 0. So as we already know from the definition, limit extends to 0, f of x, limit extends to 0, f of x is nothing but x square, and it is nothing but 0 square. So x is equals to 0 here, 0 square is nothing but 0, and limit extends to 0, f of x is nothing but 0, and what you are getting the next one, f of 0, f of 0 is nothing but 0 square, 0 square is also 0 only. Now both these things are equals to 0, both these things are equals, then limit extends to 0, f of x is equals to f of 0. This implies f is continuous yet x is equals to 0. Coming to the next question, discuss the continuity of the function f given by f of x is equals to mod x at x is equals to 0. First of all, we'll see how the graph should be taken. First of all, we'll write f of x is equals to mod x is equals to x when x greater than or equals to 0 minus x when x less than 0. When x is greater than 0, x greater than 0, it is positive x less than 0, it is minus x. So these are the two things you can understand, and this is your graph. Now looking at the graph and directly by the understanding of the definition, so without lifting the pen, so the on the graph can be taken continuously without lifting the pen, so it is continuous each and every place, in each and every place. So particularly at x is equals to 0 we'll discuss. X is equals to 0, it is function is having two different things, one is x, second one is minus x. Then we'll see what is LHL. LHL, f of x, limit x tends to 0 minus, limit x tends to 0 minus f of x, limit x tends to 0 minus f of x, x is less than 0, x is less than 0 time minus x should be taken. So even though it is minus x or plus x, it is not having any problem for 0, so answer should be, answer is 0. And RHL, limit x tends to 0 plus f of x is equals to, limit x tends to 0 plus f of x is nothing but x, and when x is equals to 0 substitute directly 0 here, so in both the places you are getting 0 only. So this implies LHL is equals to RHL. And what is your f of 0? F of 0 is also 0. When you are substituting 0, it is also mod 0 is equals to 0, then f of 0 is equals to 0. Then both these values are equated to f of 0, so this implies limit x tends to 0, f of x is equals to f of 0. This implies f is continuous yet x is equals to 0. So this is your answer. Now coming to the next question. Show that the function given by f of x is equals to x cube plus 3 if x not equals to 0, 1 if x is equals to 0, and required to show it is not continuous at x is equals to 0. As we already know the definitions of the things, then first of all we'll take it out. Limit x tends to 0, f of x will take, and limit x tends to 0, f of x is nothing but x cube plus 3, x cube plus 3, either you take LHL or RHL, both the time it will be x cube plus 3 only, so directly I am taking x cube plus 3 and substituting 0 here, 0 cube plus 3 is equals to 3. Then after this, limit x tends to 0, f of x is equals to 3. Then, and what is your f of 0? F of 0 is equals to 1, f of 0 is equals to 1. Now we will see limit x tends to 0, f of x, whether it is equals to 0, f of 0, limit x tends to 0, f of x is 3, and limit x f of 0 is equals to 1. So both these not equals, then this implies f is not continuous at x is equals to 0. Till this time we are talking about only at one particular single point. Now if we wanted to say function is said to be continuous in the particular domain, then a real function f is said to be continuous if it is continuous at every point in the domain of the function. It should be very, very important. In each and every place if it is continuous, then we can say the particular function is continuous. Okay, just you keep it aside. Now coming to the next, this a comma b, if you take, it is a closed interval, a comma b, and if you wanted to say by applying the concept of the limits, it is closing at a and closing at b, we can talk about these places, but outside place we cannot talk. A plus you can talk, so this region will indicate for a plus, this region will indicate for b minus. Then limit x tends to a minus, f of x is equals to f of a, and limit x tends to a plus, this a plus value should be equated to f of a, and limit x tends to b minus, f of x is equals to f of b. Both the values you understand. So this is your b minus and this is your b. Then, and what about a minus and b plus? Limit x tends to a minus f of x and a limit x tends to b plus f of x. And talking about these two things, it is not required, so it does not make any sense. It does not make sense because a minus and b plus values are not included in the particular domains. So this is where a minus, it is not included in the domain. B plus values are also not included in the domain. So that's why when talking about LHL and RHL, it should be taken only for a plus and for b minus. Both should be equated for, one is for f of a and second one will be equated for f of b. So at the time of closed interval, open interval, we will talk about all these things, whether it is included or not included, left hand side, right hand side, which one should be taken. By understanding of the closed interval, we can see, so this is a closed interval and a minus does not sense, a plus can be taken, b minus can be taken, b plus should not be taken. And open interval, closed a, sorry, open a, closed b, and this time you cannot talk about f of a only because a is not included, it should not be considered. So at the time of b closed, f of b minus should be considered. And closed interval, closed a, open b, and this time a plus should be talked and a minus is not having any sense, and f of a, limit extends to a plus should be equated to f of a. And at the time of both are going to be closed interval, open intervals, both are going to be open intervals. It does not having any sense taking at x is equals to a and at taking at x is equals to b. So even though you take f of a plus or b minus, both these are not equated for f of a and as well as f of b. Thank you.